welcome back to the most amazing channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and today I'm talking about The Wizard of Oz. I love The Wizard of Oz. It was absolutely one of my favourite movies of all time as a kid growing up. I used to demand my mum call me Dorothy for years, like literally I wouldn't answer to Rebecca. I'm not alone in my love of The Wizard of Oz either. While the movie was totally iconic, being the first technicolor picture, the filming process was grueling and a lot of untoward things happened off camera. Join me as we talk about the top 10 scary Wizard of Oz urban legends. Before we get into this video, I want to ask you guys what your favourite film is. Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, while you're down there, why don't you hit that thumbs up button and share this video with a friend. If you guys want to connect with us on social media, there is a link to the most amazing Instagram and my Instagram in the description box down below. Coming in at number 10, we have The Dark Side of the Moon syncing perfectly with The Wizard of Oz. Pink Floyd's seminal 1973 album The Dark Side of the Moon is rumoured to sync absolutely perfectly with the 1939 Hollywood classic. Honestly, it actually does. The music and lyrics basically correspond to the action. For example, during the line, "Got to keep the loonies on the path," Dorothy and the Scarecrow are skipping along the yellow brick road, and when they sing "The lunatic is on the grass," the Scarecrow falls from his wooden plinth into the field and does like a really weird jig. The band have sworn that actually it's merely coincidental, but some conspiracists think that something sinister is afoot. Coming into number 9, the Munchkins were gropey and inappropriate. Say it isn't so! The rumour goes that the Munchkins were absolutely unruly drunks, and it seems that actually this might have been true. After the movie wrapped, producer Mervyn Leroy claimed that the Munchkins had regular sex orgies in their hotel and had to be broken up by the police. Judy Garland was once quoted saying that they got smashed every night and the police had to pick them up in butterfly nets. It was also rumoured that they would grope one another and other cast members on set. Aside from Judy and the producer's assertions, the darker side of the rumours have never been confirmed. Coming into number 8, Judy Garland was constantly high. It is said that Judy Garland's drug and alcohol use that eventually killed her at the age of 47 started on the set of The Wizard of Oz. While the deeper, darker ins and outs of it haven't been officially discussed, it is known that MGM did give their actors adrenaline shots to keep them awake and able to perform during the long working days. Judy was only 17 at the time of filming and had to work 16 hours a day. Then at night she found it difficult to sleep, so she was given barbiturates to help her sleep. Now it was these that Judy overdosed on 30 years later. It was a different time back then, so although it seems crazy to us now, it was kind of the done thing. The poor girl was also ordered to lose 12 pounds before they started shooting, and the diet plan that they gave her included smoking cigarettes. Again, she was just a teenager when she landed this role. There are more untoward rumours that the studio fed her cocaine to keep her going, but these remain urban legends. Coming into number 7, the studio abused Judy. So it sounds like from the above that Hollywood treated its stars very differently back in the day, but beyond that there have been a lot of claims that Hollywood executives working on The Wizard of Oz actually abused the young star. It is also rumoured that she was sexually abused by a few of the male Munchkins, and the studio knew about it but did nothing about it. It seems that documents were uncovered by biographer Gerald Clark that say that Judy was abused by Louis B. Mayer, the co-founder of MGM. In unpublished memoirs from Judy, she also claimed that another film executive threatened to ruin her because she refused his sexual advances. Rim. Coming into number 6, Auntie M killed herself. A lot of people think that Auntie M killed herself after filming The Wizard of Oz, and actually it turns out it is more than just a legend. Although it did happen some years after the movie came out, it is true that the actress that played Auntie M took her own life 23 years after the movie came out. Sadly, she was blighted by illness in the last 10 years of her life, and in the end, she decided to take her own life by asphyxiation. She arranged all of her favourite photographs and press clippings from her career around her body and wrote a suicide note. Coming into number 5, we have the snow used on set was actually asbestos. So many of these urban legends are true. Honestly, what was going on with this movie? Asbestos is now banned in most parts of the world because it's been proven as a carcinogen linked with cancer. In the famous poppy scene, Dorothy and the gang fell asleep in a bewitched poppy field, and Glinda makes it snow as to counter the curse to wake them up. Wake up, boys and girls, it's raining cancer. Awkward. The snow was 100% industrial grade crystalline asbestos. It seems the witch's broom was also made of asbestos. Jesus. Coming into number 4, the witch stayed green for months. The poor actress that played the Wicked Witch of the West really went through it whilst filming The Wizard of Oz. Margaret Hamilton was covered in green copper paint, which, by the way, could have killed her if it had been ingested. Unlike with the asbestos, the filming team actually knew this, so she took care only to have a liquid diet on set, which also meant she inadvertently lost loads of weight. Anyway, the face paint dyed her skin terribly, and she did indeed stay green for weeks, although it wasn't months as is often alleged, but still. Hamilton was also really badly burnt when she had an accident during one of the fire special effect moments. Coming into number 3, the original Tin Man nearly died. Buddy Ebsen was originally cast for the role of the Tin Man, but he was met with some terrible luck when he contracted a deadly lung infection. Now this was all thanks to the silver aluminium dust that was mixed with his face paint to achieve the Tin Man effect. He had been rehearsing for the role for 4 weeks, and he'd even recorded all of his songs when he was finally ready to film in makeup. Unfortunately, his adverse reaction meant that he had to spend 2 full weeks in hospital and then another month at home in recovery. Jack Haley stepped in to replace him. Now sadly for the Tin Man Ebsen, he was supposed to play the Scarecrow but decided to switch roles last minute. Coming into number 2, the movie was cursed. Look, I mean honestly, things don't sound so dandy, do they? Like rumours of deaths, actual death, on-set injuries, on-set accidents causing delays, alcoholism, drug addiction, abuse scandals. It really doesn't sound like the magical film that it looked to be on screen. Judy Garland seems somewhat scarred from the job, and it would stick with her for the rest of her short life. A lot of the Munchkins also had trouble finding work after the movie too. Many people out there think that the bad luck of the film that carried on for years after was a result of some dodgy dealings with the producer and the devil. Yes, it sounds crazy, but considering most of the other urban legends on this list are actually true, maybe it isn't so crazy after all. Finally, coming into number 1, let's end with the most famous Wizard of Oz urban legend out there. We are of course talking about the Munchkin suicide. It is a really popular urban legend that one of the Munchkins killed themselves whilst filming The Wizard of Oz in the late 1930s. Worse still, it is said that it happened on set, and even worse than that, it is said that their body can be seen hanging from prop trees in one of the scenes of the final cut of the film. MGM, the studio where the movie was filmed, claimed that the mysterious swinging object is in fact a stray bird, although it doesn't look too much like a bird to me. It seems that the Los Angeles Zoo sent the production several of their large birds to make the set look more fantastical and magical. You can also spot a peacock near the Tin Man's hut in his big scene. Now the website Snopes took on the legend and said that it is categorically not true, and that none of the Munchkins were even in the studio at the point that all of this went down. Apparently the forest scenes were filmed ahead of the Munchkinland scenes. In any case, do you really think that a real on-screen death would have been left in a children's movie? Some people do swear blind that the original version was changed in the 50-year anniversary remastered version, and that yeah, a Munchkin did die. Honestly, we may never know. So guys, that was the top 10 scary Wizard of Oz urban legends. I honestly really enjoyed making this video. Should we do more movie urban legend? Is that your thing? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, before I go, I just want to read some quick comments from these scary ghost urban legends. Now, Magical Animations Productions said, half of these freaking comments are about Rebecca. I mean, I did host the video, though. Alex said, would you guys please do a Northern Irish urban legends? Oh, I think that's a good idea. I know we've done Ireland, but it might be cool just to do like specifically Northern Ireland. Kill Voldemort 1234 said, people need to stop stepping on my grave. Man, I'm getting sick of the random chills 12 times a day. Spooky stuff from a spooky video from a spooky gal. You're a spooky audience, you love this stuff. So once again, please do leave a thumbs up on this video, share it with a friend, and stay subscribed for more most amazing lists. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll see you next time. Bye!